Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz here on this wonderful cold evening. Boy, this relentless cold here in January just continues. It's been insane. I hope you guys are doing okay and staying strong. That's been a messaging of our posts all week, has been just to stay positive. We're going to be complaining about the heat before we know it, but I know it's pretty tough with this ongoing cold. We've got some more cold in the forecast. What we're going to spend our time talking about is the lake effect snow potential. We mentioned this. We were on the radio side of things starting on Monday, obviously, and we were mentioning it on Monday that the potential would be there later this week for a pretty decent lake effect setup, and it's all on the wind shift, which I'll show you here in a second. But this is going to be impacting our weekend plans. So if you've got Friday plans around here or Saturday plans, I would guess that most of us have either or maybe both. We're going to have some snowy travel around here and perhaps some dangerous travel. I don't want to overhype it for sure, but we know how lake effect goes here, and this looks like a pretty good setup. So we'll dive into the broadcast here. As you can see, we've got winter storm watches out for areas of Lake Porter counties right now, Cook County as well, getting into portions of DuPage County. Overall, we've got some snow on the way. I forgot to say hi to our early birds and get our sponsors. Probably should do that. Let me get that real quick. Let's say hi to our early birds in a second. We'll let a couple more people join. I was just ready to go face first into this here, which we probably should sometimes, right? Real quick, want to thank our sponsors. They keep the show for free. They're all local to Northwest Indiana. That's what we pride ourselves in. So if you need any of these companies in these trades, we stand by them 100%. They're all amazing. We'll start with Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning. If you guys have any problems with your furnace, again, Earl's is the place to take care of it. They've been doing that since 1976. Earl'sHeating.com, the place to go. They can even attach a humidifier to it that'll make your moisture in your house just picture perfect, so you're not zapping yourself, so you don't have, crusty nose, crusty hands. It's kind of gross. You know what I'm talking about. This dry air does a number on your skin, does it not? Anyway, Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning. Again, it's Earl'sHeating.com. Most trusted heating company in Cherryville since 1976. Halcyon Water Solutions. They provide the highest quality water treatment with exceptional service all across Northwest Indiana. They do water softening, filtration. They'll do salt delivery. They'll maintain your systems as well. They've got all your water needs covered. Call 866-97-WATER to schedule your free in-home water analysis today. Romans Roofing, if you need anything done with your roof, they can do it. We've had some nasty winds around here. If you have a leak in your roof or you have some loose shingles, whatever it happens to be, they come out for free. They'll take a look at it. All estimates and inspections are free. Get them out to give you a quote. If you need new windows, siding, gutters, they do that as well. Give them a call, 219-838-9111. Minogue.life. Michael Minogue's been serving Northwest Indiana in the world of life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid for decades. He knows his stuff. There are new laws that went into effect back in 2026 when we flipped the calendar over, and a lot of things change with Medicare's Part A, B, and C. He knows all the deal around that. So if you have questions around your plan, go to Minogue.life. That's the website. Michael will be happy to have a no-cost consultation with you as well. And I hear he drinks good coffee, so there's that. All right, Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage. If you need a home loan, she's your home loan girl on Facebook. It's Kate Cusack, Home Loan Girl on Facebook. They've got new financing options, obviously, with home mortgage rates coming down. Maybe you want to get in a refinance for your house, or maybe you're looking for a starter home or dream home. She would love to do that for you here in the new year. It's 219-775-6645. You can text her if you want. She's technologically advanced. Or you can call her. You can just hit her up on Facebook. Kate Cusack, Home Loan Girl on Facebook. FEIbuildings.com, the place to go if you need a new pole barn constructed. They've done over 20,000 of them in the Midwest. They do residential, commercial. If you have a pole barn on your property, commercial, residential, whatever it happens to be, maybe they didn't build it and it needs renovated, they'll do that as well. They do amazing work. FEIbuildings.com. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. If you guys need a new vehicle, they specialize in all sorts of four-wheel drive stuff this time of year. The new Wagoneer is gorgeous. It seats more than my family, which is tough to do. And it's got all-wheel drive, which is amazing. Needed here in this lake effect snow coming our way. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right there on US 30. TNT Tree Service, you guys need a tree taken down, let them do it. When it comes to tree removal, experience matters, and they have it. They're a family-owned company right out of Valparaiso. And again, if there's any problems with a tree that looks like it's going to fall, or something that fell, or branches that are hanging on power lines, they would love to remove that for you. 219-300-6256, or visit them at ttreeservice.com. And they also have financing options now, which is huge, huge. Like, say you need a whole forest to remove, you can finance that, which is great. At some great rates. TigerPlumbing.net, the place to go if you need a plumber. They're amazing. You know that. If you have any water leaks or pipe bursts or something like that, call them right away. You can take a picture of the problem or send it to them on the mobile app. They're great. TigerPlumbing.net. They come out for free, which is rare this day and age. Finally, last but not least, PublicServiceAdjusting.com. If you have an insurance claim on your property, don't go to your insurance company first. Go to PublicServiceAdjusting.com. They will send a local licensed insured adjuster, a mom or dad right here from Northwest Indiana. They'll document the issue, submit that package to your insurance company, and they'll do all the go-between. That's the part that I like, is that you don't have to deal with your insurance company. Insurance companies not always the best at getting back to you. Am I right? So again, they come in and help out. PublicServiceAdjusting.com. All right, let's say hi to our early birds here. Susan, first on board on our YouTube channel. Susan, nice work here tonight. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate that. Mary's with us as well. Debbie says, bring on the snow. Jeff's with us as well. Kyle says, no snow. Uh-oh. We got a fist fight. Debbie and Kyle are not getting along here in terms of their opinion on the snow. I think most of us are kind of over it, are we not? I know it's January. JK's with us as well. Laura, good evening to you. Vicky, hi. Angel's with us as well. Don Z, good to have you with us tonight here on our YouTube channel. Tim John's with us. Good afternoon. Please come with the good news on this lake effect. Carol says no more snow. Boy, we are so divided, everybody. Dot's with us as well. We've got Wendy, Danielle. Oh, Kelly's with us. All right, the list goes on. Thank you guys for spending time with me. All right, let's jump into it. I don't want to waste any more of your time because I know that you have dinner on the stove right now. So here's the setup. I posted this earlier today. Just the look at the Great Lakes. It's just beautiful this time of year as we look down from space when we have clear skies, which we had in portions of the region. Lake County, you lucked out. You had the most sunshine today. Newton County, too. But notice the lake effect clouds that we have, and we've got lake effect snow before the sun sets there at the end. That's heading into Michigan right now, okay? And then off towards the north, you can see this little wind shift. See this little circulation up here over Lake Superior? There's a little bit of a push of a northerly wind there that's going to start to come into Northwest Indiana. And so you can kind of see it here on the big picture. Here we are down in the region. This is all cold air. We've talked about this numerous times this winter, that the infrared satellite picks up on cold cloud tops. So what we're looking at out west, these are cloud tops that go high in the sky. It gets colder, so they're cold, and it picks up on those. In the summertime, you see the big explosive red on the infrared satellite. That's cold cloud tops. However, when it gets so cold at the surface this time of year, it thinks that it's a cloud top, and it's not. And so this is bitterly cold air all across the Great Lakes, but especially in Canada, and the infrared thinks it's a cloud. It's not. So you can see the cold air sliding back into the region once again. And I'm not talking the cold we had today. I'm talking that real cold stuff. But at the same time, this is coming in because of a feature on the map, which is actually a high pressure. It's not often we're talking about a high pressure bringing us a weather pattern outside of just dry air or sunshine. But this is what this thing's doing. Here it is right here. This is a very deep Arctic high pressure, and it's sliding south very quickly. And this thing is bringing with it basically the North Pole again. Usually it's an Arctic front, right? It's been a lot of times this winter, not this case. This is a high pressure sliding in. And this high, what it's going to do is it's going to reorient our winds. You can see it here. It's going to reorient them out of the north Friday and Saturday. So whenever we have a north wind around here, that picks up moisture, especially if it's cold air. That picks up moisture for the whole length of Lake Michigan. All right, we are maximizing that moisture on the length of Lake Michigan. When we have a west wind, you're getting a little, we call that fetch in the weather world. You have a little fetch where it picks up some moisture, and obviously we get heavy snows in areas of western Michigan. But when you have Lake Michigan, which is oriented kind of north to south in terms of the length of it, and you get a wind that picks up all that, that's a lot of moisture, and that's how we can get our most intense snow bands around here, because it's picking up moisture for hundreds of miles versus 50 to 100 miles. So there's that. So that's our setup this weekend. It's not an Arctic front. It's not anything like that. It's just a wind shift, simple wind shift around here with a chunk of cold air. This whole high, as it digs down, remember, everything in the United States weather-wise is kind of like a teeter-totter. Okay, so if there's a ridge out west, which there's a trough out east. Everything's kind of balanced. So this high comes down into Texas, and what it does is it pushes up a system up the East Coast. It has a real easy development zone in the southern end of that. And this is that East Coast system you're talking about. I'm going to very briefly cover that. And the reason why is because I've had a couple people message me over the last couple days that have said, are we getting a snowstorm this weekend? And it's because you're seeing it all over social. I get that. So over the course of the next couple days, we're talking tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, this chunk of cold air in an Arctic low heads down into Georgia. This will bring accumulating snow, and I'm talking heavy, maybe on the order of 5 to 7 inches across portions of northeastern Georgia, the North Georgia mountains, getting into Gatlinburg, Knoxville, and then the Carolinas are going to get hit with heavy snow over the course of the next couple days. Do you remember what they just had? They just had an ice storm. Okay, this is not what they need. What a mess down in the southeast. So if you have flight plans, Charleston, even along the coast, the Outer Banks are going to get snow from this. Heads up. Also on this, notice this right here. It's so subtle and you probably don't see it, but there's snow just off the Gulf Coast. Could Florida Panhandle get a little bit of snow from this? There are signs that they may get some flurries in Tampa. All right. This is very rare territory that we're in down here. Last year, we did have that winter storm that brought snow to the Florida Panhandle. But overall, this is not common, and it's about to happen again. It doesn't look like anything will accumulate in Florida. There's that. They're going to get bitterly cold, though. And then this system heads up the East Coast. It bombs out. Bombogenesis happens where it deepens super fast, and we deal with strong winds up and down the eastern seaboard. What a job of forecasters have in areas in New England, especially Boston, Cape Cod. This system either misses them or clips them with a little bit of snow, or they have a full-out blizzard from this. All right, it's such a close call for them. What that system does, though, in tandem with our high pressure, is it continues that cold air spilling into the region, so we don't really warm up this weekend. We'll start to warm up a little bit next week. All right, so that's what's causing this. Again, I always like to explain why we're getting something. It's the high pressure that's going to bring this lake effect snow in our area with the wind shift. So let's kind of broad brush it with time frame on this. When are we talking? Tomorrow we're going to get some lake effect snow, but I really think it kicks in late tomorrow evening into tomorrow night and Saturday. So that's your time frame. The way this is going to go, and I'll show you here in a second, we'll have this band that develops. It's ongoing right now in Michigan, but the wind will start to pick it up. We see that up towards Marquette right now. That wind with that frontal, it's not really a front, it's like a trough, which will switch the winds with the high pressure. That comes in as we go throughout the day tomorrow. It'll take that lake band that's in Michigan that you'll see on radar all night. You'll wake up tomorrow morning, you'll see it as well, and it will swing our way throughout the morning tomorrow. And as it does so, we may get a quick burst of snow, but that one shouldn't last long. It should head out towards Chicago for a while. We get a break, and then it comes back sometime tomorrow evening to tomorrow night. So I'll show you what I mean here. Here's our lake effect snow band. This is over the next couple hours. Yes, we've had some snow in LaPorte County today. At times, visibility has been reduced. That will start to change overnight tonight. So this is midnight tonight, and this is getting into the 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock hours now, and now we're getting towards the morning rush hour. All right, notice how that band is starting to shift, okay? And it's becoming a little bit better organized as well, but it's very, very quick in terms of that movement overnight into tomorrow morning. So bursts of snow from east to west tomorrow morning, and then as we get into the afternoon, it'll likely settle back towards Chicago for a little bit. How long is still in question, and then we get another wave in here, and that one targets us here in Northwest Indiana. And as a result, this is going to be the time frame that we're most concerned with, which is Friday evening, Friday night, Saturday, because this is what happens. This band just sits. It'll fluctuate, but it's going to generally sit over Northwest Indiana. It's going to do this. It's going to waffle back and forth with the wind. So you'll be in super heavy snow for a second. It'll back off for a little bit while it targets Porter County. It'll go back to the border. It'll go back to Lake County, back to Porter County. You guys understand how that works. It's not going to stay over one spot for any amount of time that's probably over 5 hours, but it'll come back and forth through that spot for 5 hours plus. And this will continue as we go throughout much of the day Saturday before winding down. Okay, I know it doesn't look like much. Those that are maybe new to the region, maybe don't understand lake effect snow, you're like, what on earth? This is not the giant snowstorm that we just saw on the map. These things can cause some damage. And all the indication is that there's going to be really good convergence on the lake. We've got a good differentiation between the temperature of our water, which is mainly frozen off the shore, and our air mass coming in, which is bone-chilling cold. There's going to be enough instability for this to form a really decent band, especially with that fetch. So that's the time frame. All right, so how much are we talking about in terms of snowfall? I'm going to show you 2 runs. None of these are going to get it right, okay, but they give us an indication of what we can expect for some of the top tier totals. So this is the HRRR model. This doesn't quite go through the end of the event, but it goes pretty close to the end of it. And you can see, I mean, this is kind of what the Weather Service is basing their winter storm watches on. I know a lot of folks in LaPorte County are wondering, like, why aren't we even in a watch right now, right? I do think you're going to get some snow, but I think this thing's going to park mainly over Lake and Porter County. So it's kind of like that, what was that, November, early December event, that first snow event we had. where it ends up setting up. I don't think totals are going to get off the charts with this, but we could end up with 6+ inches, 10+ inches where the squalls persist. And the highest amounts with this, as our lake gets colder and as we have more ice, the highest amounts are going to be closer to the lakeshore. So they're not going to extend as far inland as we did with that last event. So northern Newton and Jasper counties, you're probably not going to see as much snow as you did with that event we had earlier in the winter. I think this thing's mainly going to be confined to the Borman. All right, Borman's going to get hit by this by far. 80, 94 as you hit up, 94 as you get up into Michigan will be impacted as well. I think the highest amounts, though, are going to be along and north of US 30. That's what we're looking at in Lake and Porter counties. South of that, we're still going to get some snow, but there's going to be a gradient with that. And so that's why I show you the HRRR first, because I do agree with this. Some of the totals coming in on the HRRR, again, this is through Saturday afternoon, range from like 5, 6, 7 inches in Maryville, and then you get up into Gary, we're talking 9 to 10. This one has about 14 in Chesterton. Again, these are just model runs. It doesn't mean they're right, but notice the trend. That's where we're going to see the heaviest snow with this. I'll show you the NAM nest here as well. Not quite as heavily evolved with this. Notice how the NAM doesn't have the heavy amounts. It doesn't have the huge amounts, and it has a little bit more in LaPorte County. I mean, it all depends on where this band sets up. That's a problem. I'm leaning HRRR at this point, but you can see what the NAM does. It brings that band through tomorrow morning, settles it out towards the west, and then it brings it back in right there. But it doesn't have it really sitting over Lake and Porter County for very long. It has it sharing some time in LaPorte County. Could this be true? It could. I mean, we've got lake effect snow coming our way either way, but that makes a big difference with who gets the biggest totals in terms of this. And the wrap, I'll show you that. That kind of does a similar scenario where it jogs it out towards the west, brings it all back in, and then it's just kind of pummeling the region Saturday morning, Saturday midday through the afternoon. Amounts on the wrap are pretty similar to what we're seeing in the HRRR. That's why I kind of agree with both of those models, where Lake and Porter County get the most. 6 to 10 inches possible. Again, lower Mount southern part of the county, maybe a little bit more in that. I mean, this one's picking up on some amounts getting over 10. It just depends on if that band sits. HRRR tends to be a little bit overdone, so I think some of these 14, 15-inch totals might be a little bit high, but overall, some good snow on the way. Okay, that's what I've got for you guys in terms of what we're looking at snowfall-wise. If you guys have questions, throw them into chat. Again, I hope that helps, but in terms of the snow, we're looking at that band sometime tomorrow morning into the midday hours, swinging from east to west. Kind of odd. All right, it'll come at us from that direction. We'll die out for a little bit with maybe some snow showers, and then we'll watch that band either come back at us as it reorients, or it'll swing in from Chicago sometime later tomorrow afternoon into the evening. And we'll have a fresh update for you on the radio side of things, XRock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z107.1. Also, regionweather.com. If you guys aren't signed up yet, I will have a daily email, and I'll have an update on this lake effect snow bright and early in the morning. Remember, I do the morning show, so I'm up way before the crack of dawn, and so I'll have a good look at this. We'll send out that email in the morning. That way you have an update on kind of what we're expecting and where tomorrow. So again, regionweather.com is the website. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see sign up for daily email. You just enter your email address. That's it. It's easy. I don't sell it. It's something I type up every single morning. And it's not something that, you know, obviously is from a bot or anything like that. It's from a human being. So there's that. Nice to have that this day and age. All right. If you guys have questions, go ahead, throw them in the chat. And we'll get you on your way here as of this Thursday evening. Kind of a weird time to meet, right? This is my my 12th day in a row of working, and then I had 12 before that. It has been such a busy month for meteorologists. So I'm really excited to have a weekend. My daughter's birthday is today. She turns 10. She's our oldest. And overall, that's why we have string lights up. She's having a sleepover tomorrow. But either way, it's been a very busy week. So I'm looking forward to a weekend. And then we've got this coming. So I'm like, Mother Nature. But it'll be fun. So let's talk about it. Susan, thanks for the comment on that. She says those emails are great. Susan, I appreciate that. I really do. All right, let's see. Ann says, I'm late to the party. No problem, Ann. Thank you for joining us. Do you think driving into the city on Saturday night from Munster is a no-go? I think you'd be okay, Ann. The snow should be in Lake and Porter County then, and it should be winding down. My only concern, Ann, is that band at the end is going to start to push. Before it fades, it'll likely push back into probably the south side of the city. And I don't know. Initially I thought it'd be a good idea. I'm not thinking that's a good idea at this point. I would plan on just keep an eye on the snow band wherever that goes. But as of right now, I would plan on that being a really tough trip. Okay. And let's be pleasantly surprised if it settles out towards the east or something like that. So there's that. Yeah, Shayna, absolutely. She says, I'm so happy that Hammond is finally getting a chance for some snow. Lake County's been really not, they've been avoided by the lake effect snow for much of this year so far. So there's that. Aaron, there is another system coming in. We can look at it. The systems next week, I'll show you what's happening next week. The systems next week don't have a lot of punch to them, but towards the end of the week, it gets kind of interesting. So that big East Coast low goes in. Here's what you're talking about right here. All right, we've got a kind of a fading Clipper system that moves in Sunday night, Monday. Maybe a quick coating for that Monday morning rush hour. Not a big deal, but this is the one that you're alluding to. There's another Clipper on the south side, on the southern trough of this cold air. And, there's some snow with it. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Right now, most of it goes south on the Euro. But again, these things can flex north and south pretty easily, more so than big storm systems. And this would probably bring in accumulating 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches. So we'd have to keep an eye on that. That would be nothing but fluff factor. And then later next week, I guess we didn't talk about this, did we? I don't want to bring it up, but it does look like we moderate a little bit next week. All right, we'll get into the 20s. I know that's not really bonus. We may hit 30 one day. And then all indication, and it continues to be, that we get another shot of Arctic air like 6 or 7 days into February, and it's got some staying power to it. There's stratospheric warming. There's all sorts of teleconnections that are pointing towards more cold air in the month. Well, we may not get a break, but there's a bigger system. This is kind of showing up on the modeling now. This is a Friday, a week from tomorrow. This is Friday the 6th, and it brings a big storm through the Great Lakes with a shot of cold air, and then it just keeps pummeling us. Oh, this is different. It has us warming up a little bit on right before Valentine's Day. We may go above freezing and get some rain. Oh my goodness, you guys, this winter. That's it. All right, let's see. Donna says, this is really getting old. Donna, I agree. I would love a balmy, warm. You know how good, Donna, 30 degrees is going to feel? Seriously. I appreciate that. I see you say Tiger Plumbing to the rescue again. Great people. I agree. Tiger is great. Jeff and his crew are just amazing. All right, I'm going to get through your questions. I'm going to burn through these as fast as I can. Sharon says, supposed to go to Lafayette Saturday late morning from St. John. How do you think the roads will be? Well, I think they're going to be snowy in St. John, Sharon. But the good news is, as you get out of Lake County, we should see rapidly improving conditions. It won't be bad once you get out of Lake County. Northern Newton might have some snow, but I think once you get out of that, we should be fine, all right? So it's a matter of getting out. Renee, you're absolutely welcome. Thanks for joining us from Newton County. Newton looks okay. Northern tier of the county might get a little bit, but there's not going to be a ton of wind with this, and so as a result, that lake effect band's not going to spread as far south as what we see. If there's a strong wind, it will blow that band into Newton and Jasper counties, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of that. Thanks for the happy birthday for the daughter. I'll tell you guys said that. Let's see. Krista says, traveling to Plymouth from O'Hare to catch a flight. Saturday morning, we'll pass through Porter and Lake County around 7:30. Thank you, Krista, for the happy birthday. Will they be whiteouts at this time? There certainly could, Krista. It looks like that band is going to get established Friday night, like during the overnight. So that means by Saturday morning, we'll already have had snow, and that band will likely still be going. So I do think at some point on your trip between there and Chicago, you're going to hit some kind of real heavy snow. If it's a whiteout, I can't tell you that. Potential's there for that, where we can get up into the 1, 2, even 3 inches of snow per hour. But I think that'll be the exception rather than the rule during whatever time, 7 to 7:30. But I do think that's going to be a pretty tricky trip. And the other thing is Chicago's going to get some snow from this as well. So it's not like once you get out of Lake County, you're fine. There will be some snow on the ground and on the roads already. So that's going to be a tricky trip for sure. So thank you guys for all the happy birthdays. I'm seeing a lot more of that. We'll try to have fun. So I appreciate it. I need more of a good luck. Tomorrow she's having a sleepover with a bunch of girls, and I'm taking them to this local arcade. And it's going to be like me, and it's only 4, but it's me and like 4 screaming girls tomorrow night. And again, day 12 of work. I'm tired, and I got to do that tomorrow. It's going to be fun. So say prayer. Yeah, Tina, great question. NIPSCO, Mother Nature, our teammates this year. It's been great. Tanya, how's driving to the city at 4 a.m. Saturday? Tanya, it's not going to be great then either. I think this band is going to start to develop Friday night. Okay, so that's when this thing will start to get going. The good news about 4 a.m. versus, at midday afternoon is that there's not going to be as much snow on there as well. All right. Let's see, Healy, I like your name. Driving from Portage to Rensselaer, will Rensselaer get a lot? No, I don't think that Rensselaer is going to get much snow out of this. So you should be fine once you get, I mean, if you go due south out of Portage, you'd be in better shape than heading over to Lake County. I would take side roads south. I think that would be our better trip because you'll get out of that lake effect snow sooner. Okay, but it's still going to be tricky on there for sure. Yeah, Jennifer, it depends on where you are. So the snowfall amounts are going to range. And this is going to be, again, it's lake effect. So I'm not going to put exact total on any town. No one should do that with lake effect. But I agree with the her, except I would tone the numbers down probably a couple inches. But overall, look at the gradient. I'm going to stop this here so you can see it. This is the gradient we're going to be dealing with. Okay, no two spots are going to see the same amount of snow. I think US 30 and north will get the most snow from this, where we could see 6 to 10, maybe plus if a band sits. Okay, and then south of US 30, we're talking 3 to 6, but it's a gradient, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then once you get down to Newton, Jessup County, not much. This, I think, is the best representation on any model of what I feel like is going to happen. LaPorte County, we'll keep an eye on it. If that band swings in there for an hour or two, you would have a couple inches out of this, but the bulk of it should fall in Lake and Porter counties. Potential's there. I mean, this model, this is the her saying 12 to 16 in spots right along the lakeshore. I'm not ready to jump on that bandwagon yet. I think 6 to 10 will do it, but again, I have to put that plus on there because if squall persists over a certain spot, that's what we're looking at. Teresa, Crown Point, not quite as much. You'll still get some snow in Crown Point. Shouldn't be as impactful as it would be as you get up into Maryville, St. John, Hammond, up into the Gary area, Portage, all that. So you're still going to get some snow, though, and that's equal chances in terms of timing once we get into Friday night and Saturday. Tom, I don't know about spring yet. I haven't made a call on it yet. I hope not. I mean, odds would say that we bounce back out of this, right? That we can't have cold forever because it's just been so prolonged. But there's that. Sean, we get a shot in the morning. So this morning shot of snow comes through. It doesn't do much. It'll be a quick coating, but we could get a burst of snow. That would be sometime in the morning. I'm thinking after the morning rush hour at this point. It's tough to time it because it's going to be slingshotting its way back across the lake. But either way, I think after the morning rush hour, we'll watch this band go from Michigan to LaPorte County to Porter County into Lake County. Then it'll head over towards Chicago, and then everything kind of comes back at us. So there's that. Let's see. When will Adrian, nice question. When does the snow taper off Saturday in Whiting? Later in the afternoon into the evening, as it looks right now. It looks like this band finally starts to kind of lose its steam very late in the day. But the other thing is, I mean, I've seen, and lake effect tends to linger longer than the models have it in there. So I could see, some lighter snow as this winds down, as our winds start to shift and drier air works in. I could see some lighter snow continuing Saturday night, but I don't think the real heavy stuff will still be going into Saturday night. Krista, you're welcome. Let's see. Melissa says the kids have a ISSMA day on Saturday at Portage High School. Lots of school buses bring kids from all over Lakeport. Oh, boy. Geez. Are they likely to cancel? What will travel be like Saturday around 8 a.m.? I don't think it's going to be good at 8 a.m., Melissa. That's going to be a real tough call for them. At 4, I don't think it's going to be good either. Does that band, I'm not talking like school band, does that Lake Effect band set up over Portage High School? I can't guarantee that. But between there and Lake County, this thing's going to be going. That does not look good. I don't think that's a good decision to have that. Again, I don't make decisions. I just tell you the weather, but that would be, I don't want to say cancel based on lake effect because lake effect can do anything. It really can. I'm trying to tame it. It's like lake effect's like a bull that I'm trying to ride and tame, right? And that's kind of how it is. But I don't feel very comfortable with that, to be honest. Susan, flying out of O'Hare next Sunday to Arizona. Oh boy, you want an update on Arizona? Make us all jealous here. So that is next Sunday. So not this Sunday, the following Sunday, right? If I get that right. As of right now, Arizona still warm. Boy, they've had some nice weather. And then we would be still cold with maybe some kind of snow around after we get another shot of Arctic air. Bring us some warm air, Susan. That would be nice. Jeff, thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words. You're always such a great supporter. I appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, Healy, that's a great idea for sure on your trip. Stephen Valpo's in the mix as well. I think burst of some morning snow tomorrow, sometime later in the morning. And then things should relax for a little bit, and then we'll watch snow come back into Lake and Porter County sometime tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. Saturday looking snowy too, depending on where that band sets up. So there's that. Liberty, I see your question on there. When will this start? So again, I just went through it, which is fine. Band comes through sometime tomorrow morning from the east. It'll be quick, but we should get a quick burst of snow. It'll quiet down for a while during the day as snow targets Michigan, and then it comes back in here into the evening tomorrow. That's the heavy stuff. Tomorrow, your Friday evening plans, folks, that's what I'm worried about. Friday evening, Friday night, Saturday. All right, we should see improving conditions later in the day Saturday. But outside of this band, there's not going to be anything happening. Okay, so if this band's missing you by a mile, you can have your Saturday plans. But I think it's going to target areas of Lake and Porter County. I have a pretty good feeling about that. Okay, it's going to kind of sit in this area right there. That's what I'm worried about. That time frame right there where this thing just keeps pummeling Lake and Porter counties. Okay, that's kind of what we're worried about there. All right, and Healy, in terms of Sunday looking better, it's going to be kind of our day where we're breaking out of this. So here's your forecast for Sunday. Notice we got a system moving in from the west. I'm not too worried about that. That could bring a little light snow in here Sunday night and Monday morning, but Sunday looks much better. That band will go away as the wind shifts. This high will head east, so it'll disrupt that with the wind flow. The wind will change around, so there's that. Okay. Let's see. Jeff asks, Couch to Plymouth, 5 a.m. 5 a.m. tomorrow should be fine. All right. 5 a.m. on Saturday, not fine. Okay. It's not looking good at that. Tina, I see your comment. What about Hobart and Portage? Same for Hobart and Portage. Friday night and the Saturday morning into Saturday midday. That's what I'm most worried about. We'll have some heavy snow flying around there. Diane flying into Midway Saturday at 7:45. Interesting. That's an interesting time frame. The snow is going to end up settling somewhere between Midway and Lake County Saturday evening. So there'll still be some snow there. I feel like you'll be able to get into the airport okay, but your drive back to the region, if that's where you're coming back to, I do feel like it's going to be slick on Saturday. I feel like it's going to be tricky because we'll already have the snow that fell. There'll be a lot of cleanup on the roads wherever that ends up falling, and there'll still be some snow going on. So there's that. All right. Tim, great question. Fluffy or wet snow? So Tim, this is always, again, what I teach is that this snow is the snow type is based on temperature. Okay, and our temps are freezing cold. So everything we have with these cold air masses it's fluffy. It's not heavy wet, it's fluffy. So we'll likely get some real big flakes, some real reduced visibility, and this stuff's going to have some fluff factor to it. So it'll brush off quickly, but it'll also blow around quickly. When semis go by, it'll be blowing around on the highway. If we get some wind, which there's going to be some wind with this, not a ton, but if we get some wind, it'll be blowing around as well. And that wind's going to be coming out of the north. That causes problems on our east-west roads. US 30, the Borman, not good. All right, do this. So there's going to be that. Oh, Mark has his annual soup and salad bazaar at the Moose Lodge on Sunday at 11. What are your thoughts? I think that sounds delicious, Mark. Thank you. In terms of weather, Mark, we should be just fine on Sunday. It will be in cleanup mode from whatever snow comes, but there's that. Casey, I like your comment. I'm so ready for spring and summer. I promise I won't complain. It's hot. I think we should all screenshot this, Casey. I don't want to hear any complaints when we hit 100 this summer because we're going back to El Nino. So there's that. Kevin asking about, Kevin, you're welcome, about the honest forecasting, no clickbait. That's what we pride ourselves on. Do I think the Bears will trade for a premium pass rusher or keep their draft picks? Oh, man, I think they should trade for a premium pass rusher. Wow, I can't say that. Careful, man. I think they should do that, but we'll see what they do. Their draft picks aren't great this year, are they? I'm not aware of what their draft picks are. I would imagine they're not good, unless they traded. We'll see what they do. What a season, though, right? Angie, you're welcome. Okay, I think I got through them all. Yes, I did. Okay. Guys, we'll have an update tomorrow morning, regionweather.com, so make sure you're signed up for that email. It'll come right to your inbox. It'll be about local weather, not from a bot like AccuWeather or Weather Channel. It's kind of nice. Healy, I absolutely will. Absolutely will, okay? Yeah, Maxwell, bringing up El Nino. Absolutely. Yeah, we could have some good storms this year. We'll see. Tina. Oh, you guys are funny. Brandy, I'm going to have to ask you. Dinner's ready, so I'm going to have to ask you to go back. You can rewind and look at the beginning for this. But Lake Effect Snow, Brandy's coming in. We'll have a round tomorrow morning, another round. The one I'm most concerned with is Friday night into Saturday. Could get heavy at times. Aaron, I'm not too sure about next winter yet. We'll have to see what the teleconnections are doing. There's no indication. No one knows what next winter is going to do until we get up towards, September, October. We can get a pretty good idea of the general trend. Doesn't mean it happens, but there's that. Indiana, a little bit of light snow will come back in here with a clipper system on Sunday night. I don't think it'll be too big a deal, but we may get some more light snow around here Sunday night into Monday. Might have a little coating for that morning rush hour. That's what I'm seeing right now. But we'll have a broadcast on Sunday night. Our broadcast every week is 5 o'clock on Sunday evenings, and then we do these special ones for that as well. Okay? All right, so we'll have an update for you in the morning. Again, we'll be able to handle this. It's just going to get real tricky around here, especially Friday night into Saturday. But don't be surprised by that band tomorrow morning. We will get some brief snow in spots, especially close to the lakeshore tomorrow morning. I'm thinking after the morning rush hour, but don't be surprised by that early band. It'll take a break and then come back at us. And we'll have updates for you as I promised, okay? All right, guys, have a wonderful Thursday evening. Tomorrow's Friday. Get excited. All right, bye.